Hello friends, please like, subscribe and share my channel and first do watch. And today I'll speak about market in economics. Market in economics is a huge and important chapter. There are different kinds of market. There are different kinds of producers in the market who is producing product differently, and their approach, the producer's approach or the business approach towards the product will be different, and the customer and the producer's interactions will be different. The pricing strategies, how they are selling the product, what strategies they are using will be different according to the market the producers are in. So there can be a monopoly market, there can be just one producer. There can be oligopoly market, which means there are few producers and there are many consumers, like the mobile phone market. Here the whole world is the consumer of mobile phone, but there are very few producers comparing to the number of customers of the mobile phone. So it can be said it's an oligopoly market. Or petroleum market. Petroleum market is an oligopoly market there because the whole world is consuming petrol, but only a very few people are producing them, or there are very few oil refineries, and the power of petroleum or producing petroleum is concentrated in the hands of very few. So it is the oligopoly market. Now there comes the monopolistic market, where there is a number of buyers and a number of consumers. Suppose it can be a fast food restaurant market where there are many producers, and we find many fast food joints or many beauty parlors or like many gyms, and the consumer is also very high. So there are many producers and many consumers, which is called a monopolistic market. But here in monopolistic market, each of the producers are really differentiating their product. Suppose fast food restaurants, some are they're producing Chinese food, some of they're producing Mughlai food, some of they're producing very healthy food, very healthy. They're putting more concentration of making the food healthy. So there are different kinds. So fast food in monopolistic market, the product is same, but the producer are differentiating the product. That means it's the food market or the restaurant market. All the producers are producing different kinds of food. Suppose it's a garment market. Garment market is also a very into monopolistic, where each of the garment maker are producing different kind of garments, which means some are producing saris, some are producing jeans, some are producing scarf. So the product is same, that is clothing, but people are producing different kind of clothing. Maybe the packaging are different, maybe the pricing are different, pricing strategies, maybe styling are different. So in monopolistic market there are many producers and many sellers, but the sellers are producing things in their own way, in their own terms, and they are targeting a particular segment of audience and they are selling it. Then comes the pure competition market. In pure competition, all the products are same. There are many producers, there are many consumers, and there is absolute competition in the market. And in pure competition, the basic typicalities, the products are same. All the products are same, like vegetable market. You cannot distinguish that from this vegetable is good or that vegetable is bad, or all the food items are same. So this is a vegetable market, is a very example of pure competition. So we can say in economics, market is a place where the seller and the buyer interact or meet each other, from where the seller is selling their product, giving information about the product, and the buyer is taking information of the product, knowing the product, analyzing the product, analyzing the prices of the product, and deciding where to buy or not to buy. Okay, So a market can be a phone call. When a person want to buy a share, he calls up his broker and say, I want to buy a share, or take information about the shares, take information about different companies, and then buy the share. So that phone call can be also analyzed as a market. And then comes the website. Now in today's time, is Myntra, it's Shein, or Shein got banned anyway. It was Shein, then Club Factory. These are all we can call it a marketplace, where the producers are listing their product, and the buyers are interacting, taking information. So any website, any retail website, we also can, in the world of economics, we can also call is a market. Or there can be a typical market where the people go, see the product, know about the product, interact with the buyer, and analyze the product, with what to buy and what not to buy. First, we will describe the pure competition, where there is a large number of sellers and a large number of buyers, and there is no barrier to the market. Anyone can have an entry to the market, and there is no advertisement cost, there is no transport cost. I already told you, pure competition is more the vegetable market, and there this is called the free market, where the producer cannot control the price. Suppose the price is ₹5 of the vegetable, then the demand will be high, unit will be sold more. Like, just an example, very random example, like 20 vegetables are sold if the price is 5. If the price is 10, people, when the prices are higher, people tend to buy less. When the prices are lower, people tend to buy more. So this is a demand curve, the demand of the people as a whole. So people may buy 10 vegetables. Suppose the price is 20, then the people or the buyer may buy 5 vegetables. Suppose this can be the curve. So this we call the demand curve or the buyer's curve. Now this is a supply curve or the producer's curve. Now the producer will always want to sell more if he gets a greater price. Therefore, the more the price, the supply will be more. The more the price, the number of supply will be more. The less the price, the business person will tend to will be not encouraged to sell so much. If the prices are higher of the product, the producer will sell more or get encouraged to sell more. Now there is a buyer's line, and this is a supplier or the producer's line. Okay, now they're interacting in the market, they're always interacting, bargaining, they're always doing that. Now when the buyer's demand and the producer's demand coming to the similar point, they are selling at this price, or we call it a equilibrium, where the buyer's demand and the seller's demand are meeting, and here the price is getting determined and the quantity that the buyer want to buy getting determined. This point is called the equilibrium point, which is taking place due to buyers and sellers interaction and their bargaining, their negotiation. This is a very typical form of pure competition, where this is called free mechanism of the market, where the buyer and seller interact, where the seller do not control the price at all, and it is the whole market's behavior which determines the price. This is called the pure competition pattern of market. Next comes the monopolistic competition, where there are many buyers and many sellers, and the seller has to sell with various strategies, because the competition level is very high. So the seller has to advertise, the seller has to do branding, the seller has to do very different kind of very catchy packaging, It has to maybe the shop location, it has to may change the style of the product. Maybe it's a garment segment or the garment industry. It's always the style is changing. There are tailors who are customizing the garment, and especially in when they're selling the garments to the female consumers, they're really customizing with length, with measurement, with styling, everything. So they're developing their own kind of product according to the taste and preference of the customer and selling them. These things, branding, packaging, advertisement, are again, they are changing the pricing strategy. Suppose some of them are giving at a very lower price to survive the competition in the market, so people will buy from him, buy for him or her. So these are the things, these are the strategies that are used in a monopolistic company, because the competition is so high and everyone has to survive. So monopolistic companies, fast food, restaurant, garment business, beauty salons are monopolistic. This kind of strategy, that making selling the same product but in a different way, in terms of advertisement, in terms of branding, in terms of packaging, or placing the location of the shop in a different area where there are more people. So this is called product differentiation, that you're selling the same product to a huge number of consumers, but due to huge competition, you're always differentiating your product or trying to make your product very unique. But maybe you're selling the same kind of product like the other players of the market. This is called product differentiation, that is trying to sell the product in a very unique way to survive competition. So this is called the monopolistic market. Now come the oligopoly market. In oligopoly market, there are very few firms, like the petroleum are the oligopoly market. Like the mobile phone business is an oligopoly market. There are very few firms comparing to the number of consumers. Here the pricing strategy is very important. All the firm has to be very united, because suppose there are very few firms and one firm is really decreasing the price and not maintaining any unity among the other companies, that the other companies will lose their business a lot, because the people in oligopoly market, everyone, since there are very few firms, all the prices are very open and people knows all the prices, so they have a very few option. And if one firm is decreasing its price in a very low way, then the sale of the other firms, since they are very few in numbers, are getting affected. So in oligopoly market, whether it's petroleum or mobile or video gaming companies like Microsoft and Sony and everyone, they has to be very united in terms of price. They don't lower the price, or they don't decrease the price than the market trend, then they'll lose business a lot. The other firms will lose business a lot. Then to survive the competition, the other firms also has to lower the price, and at the end what will happen, everyone will lower the price to make their product sell. But if they lower the price so much, then they cannot meet their own cost. They are decreasing the price due to competition, due to selling purpose so much that they cannot meet the cost. Then all the companies will just washed off together or shut down together. So it is very important for monopoly market to have a unity. Like petroleum market signed a treaty, all the players of the petroleum market signed a treaty called OPEC. OPEC is a treaty of the petroleum company which tells them they cannot lower the price without doing a meeting or without taking permission from the other companies. In this way, they are securing the position in the market to make a much higher profit. So this is a very good example of unity among the The OPEC treaty is a very important example of unity among the players, the producers of the market. Then there are very restrictive entries. If you want to have a manufacturing unit for mobile, or if you want to have an oil refinery, or if you want to have a video gaming company, the restrictions are very high. You need to have permission from the government, you need to have many kind of licenses, and you have to have many kind of sources to enter the market. So there are the restricted entries. No player can easily enter the market, and these companies need huge capital, huge amount of money, like minimum of 200 crores, 300 crores, 400 crores are involved, or much more than that, maybe 1,000 crore, 5,000, 6,000 crore are involved in the production, manufacturing, branding, advertising, product development of these kind of products. And these companies do have patents. Patents means right that particular company can produce that particular product only. Like suppose it can be a kind of fridge or a kind of television. One particular company has only the right of producing a particular trait or characteristics of a fridge, or or a TV or a phone, that no other company has that permission. That permission of producing something special, the company has acquired with his research and development, is the patent right or the license from the government of its country. Then comes the pure monopoly, or only one player, like CESC electricity department in Kolkata, or the Railway of India was really a monopoly in the railway transport market, because there are no other players. Maybe there are one or two trains which has been privatized, but we can say the railway is a monopoly, or the electricity company in a particular country or a particular zone, who are the only sole electricity providers, are the monopoly. Say what is the very much very essence of monopoly? That is market fragmentation or price discrimination. Now, what is market fragmentation? Market fragmentation is analyzing the market according to the income structure of the consumer, and and according to the income or the strength of the consumer, you are taking the price for them. Like if we take Indian Railway, they have first class, second class and third class. Okay, three kind of classes. We call it first class or sleeper class, or the third class, which has the lowest ticket. Now, if you're traveling, suppose you have from Kolkata you're traveling to Delhi, the first class coaches at the same time will reach Delhi. The sleeper class will also reach Delhi. Okay, the first class 2-tier or the first class 3-tier will reach Delhi at the same time. But according to the income, or according to the strength of buyer's strength of purchasing, the Indian government is discriminating them and selling the product which is traveling from Kolkata to Delhi. The product is the service or the traveling from Kolkata to Delhi differently. AC 2-tier has different different ticket structure. Then AC 3-tier has different ticket prices. Sleeper has different ticket prices. But what is the product? The product is travel from Kolkata to Delhi. But what the government is doing, the government is doing fragmentation of the market, analyzing the income capacity of the consumer and selling the same product by giving some extra facility to the consumer. Now, it's the consumer choice that what kind of travel they'll choose. Okay, so the monopoly market do discrimination or fragment the market. Why? This is called profit maximization. What the monopoly market do, the monopoly producers do, this is suppose the demand curve of the consumers. They are selling, suppose the ticket price of the railway, suppose it's 3,000, just suppose a very random number, 3,000. The price is 3,000, but the number of consumer may be very randomly, I'm taking 10,000. So at 3,000 they are selling it to 10,000 people, and when the price is like 1,200, they are selling into maybe 30,000 people. So here what they're doing, they're selling more. Okay, the number of sales is more, but the per unit price is less. But here to the to wealthier class, they are selling less, but per unit profit or price is more. So from the wealthier section, they are taking more profit by selling less, because the number of wealthier people or the number of rich people is less comparing to the middle class or the poor people. So they're selling less, but per unit profit is more. Here they're selling more, but the per unit profit is less. Okay, this is the price, this is the number of tickets. These are just very random numbers, no data, no authentic data, just to make people understand. So they're taking the maximum profit from the entire market. They're fragmenting the market, they're discriminating the price. Now if I say CESC or any particular electricity company, okay, what they're doing, their pricing strategies, that they are taking more money from the industrial consumption and less money from the household, because industrial company, the capacity is more higher, and in the capacity is more higher. Industrial consumption, you have to do the infrastructure much better. So again, they're differentiating the market. They're taking from the industrial consumer, like the other factories and all, more money, and to the household, the family, the normal house, less money. Okay, so they're maximizing their profit. In monopoly market, always the seller will maximize their profit. This is the very, very basic understanding of monopoly market, and this is railway and CESC. I've given example, but with that I must tell you that while they are taking more money and fragmenting the market, but while they're taking more money, they're also giving more facilities, or they're also giving more advantages to the people who are paying higher. But what they're doing, they're fragmenting the market, and they're giving more facilities, taking more money to the people who can afford it, and they're giving less facilities and taking less money from the people who could not afford it. So they're fragmenting the market, they're doing price discrimination. Is a very basic strategy of monopoly market. All the monopoly players are more or less working in this way. Hope you like my video on how the companies do their pricing strategies, how the company think, in which kind of market they are, and how they do the pricing strategies. Maybe that help you. This is especially for the young entrepreneurs for analyzing pricing strategies in the market, and this is mainly for the economics student and the finance student. And I try to make things easy and in a very very normal, without using any special word. I try to make it like a story of economics anyway. And so do like, subscribe and share my channel. There are other videos on share market, cost, accounts. Do watch them if you need them as a young entrepreneur or as a startup. And if you're a student of finance and if you're a student of economics, do watch them and like it, discuss about it, make it famous, so I get more inspiration to make videos. And one thing that Do give comments that what kind of videos you want on business strategy. Definitely I don't know any other subject so well, so do give your comments, and do watch all the videos of my channel if they help you. If you need any online guidance in Zoom, or if you need in a particular topic of business like costing, finance, financial management, if you need any online guidance on Zoom, 1:1 interaction, or if you have a group that you want to interact, and with a very reasonable remuneration, I can do that. And do make a comment in the comment section. Thank you. Stay well.